Suggestion non-UNCLOS stands for the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. It was introduced in 1982 to create order in our oceans. So why was UNCLOS introduced? Well, before UNCLOS, nations often clashed over maritime boundaries and resources. Think of it as the Wild West of the seas. UNCLOS sets clear rules for who owns what part of the ocean. It defines territorial waters, exclusive economic zones, and even the deep seabed. This helps prevent conflicts and promotes peace, but that's not all. It also protects marine environments and regulates fishing to ensure sustainability. For the shipping industry, UNCLOS is a game changer. It provides safe passage for ships, reducing risks and boosting global trade. Imagine trying to navigate without those clear guidelines. Chaos. So, next time you see a ship cruising by, thank UNCLOS for making the seas safer and more organized. Stay curious, ocean explorers. This is the Marine Learners, signing off.
Hi, Assalamualaikum, and very good day to everyone, especially to Miss Aina Safia, our lecturer in subject Law of the Sea and Ship Operation. Today we are analysing a complex legal scenario involving the empty ocean cruise. This case touched on three pillars of the Law of the Sea. And the first one is the right of transit through international straits. The second one is the power of coastal state to enforce pollution laws. And the last one is the sovereign rights over energy production in the exclusive economic zone, which is EEZ. Now, let's look at the facts. We have a foreign flag oil tanker passing through a narrow strait. The strait is unique because it connects to part of the high seas and lies within the territorial waters of State A and State B. During this passage, there is an operational failure leading to pollution. Later, the ship moves into the EEZ and starts generating energy from sea currents without permission. Okay, now I will go through with our first task, which is to define the legal regime of the strait. Because the strait connects with two areas, which is high seas or EEZs, it falls under the Region Transit Passage. This is found in the Part 3 in the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, specifically Articles 37 through 44. Now, you might ask why this is not just innocent passage. The answer lies in the importance of international trade. In this specific straits, the right of transit passage is much stronger. In UNCLOS under Article 38, all ships enjoy the right transit passage, which cannot be suspended by the coastal states. However, sovereignty is not lost because State A and State B still have sovereignty over the waters, the seabed, and the airspace. But their sovereignty is encumbered or limited by the international right of navigation. They can make laws regarding safety and pollution, but they cannot hamper or stop the flow of traffic unless a specific violation occurs. The tanker's only duty is to proceed without delay and refrain from any threats or use of force. Okay, now I will pass our discussion about enforcement and the pollution incidents to my partner, which is Nur Syamimi Nafisa.
Thank you to Noliana Ismail. Now, we reach to turning point. The empty ocean cruise has an operational failure and this case only subscale. State A issue an order to stop the ship. Is this legally justified? So, under Article 49 itu, coastal state can indeed adopt laws to prevent pollution in strait. However, enforcement is very strict to ensure ships are delayed for a minor issue. This case here is Article 233, often called a safeguard clause. For state A legally stop and inspect the tanker, the pollution must cause or threaten major damage to the marine environment of the strait. If the oily disgas was a minor leak that didn't treat the ecosystem, the strait A might have exceeded its authority by ordering the ship to stop. The justification for enforcement rests on two conditions. First, was there a violation international regulation? And second, did that violation cause a serious threat or a major damage? If both are true, then state A is entitled to exercise jurisdiction to protect its coastline. If not, the tanker should have been allowed to continue with the matter settled later via the flag state. Now, I pass this discussion to our partner, Rumana Aisyah, about the activity in exclusive economic zone.
Okay, thank you, my friends, Nur Shami Minafisa. Okay, now is the last part of our discussion, which is activities in State A, EEZ. We move to a completely different maritime zone, the exclusive economic zone, which is EEZ. Under Article 56, State A has sovereign rights over natural resources, exclusive right to explore, exploit, conserve, manage resources including energy production from water, currents and winds. So, when the tanker enters State A's EEZ and starts, activities are related to energy production from sea currents. This is a big red flag because under UNCLOS, only the coastal state has the right to authorize and regulate marine energy installation, renewable energy exploitation that other states only enjoy. Freedom of navigation, freedom of overflight, laying submarine cables and pipelines. In Article 58, energy production is not one of these freedoms, and importantly, the tanker did not seek consent. The activity is economic and resource related, so legally speaking, the tanker's conduct is unlawful. It violates the State A's sovereign rights in the EEZ. Therefore, State A may regulate, may enforce laws, may order cessation of activities, and may even impose penalties under its domestic law, as long as enforcement is consistent with UNCLOS. So, conclusion for my part is the tankers' activities in the EEZ are illegal, and State A has full legal authority to regulate and enforce against those activities. To wrap up our analysis, we can see that UNCLOS creates a delicate balance. In the strait, the law favors the ship to ensure global trade continues. State A's sovereignty is limited to protecting the environment from major harm. But once the ship enters the EEZ and starts taking economic value from the sea through energy production, the law shifts to favor the coastal state.
The anti-ocean craze has luckily within a right to navigate, but it failed in its duty to prevent major pollution and cross a clear legal line by attempting to produce energy without a license from State A. Thank you for your attention and this maritime legal briefing.
Are you done?